Hey everyone, it's Ricky with Driveway Golf. You might have seen my post or a couple of them about our club analysis or bag gapping service and wondering what that is. So basically what we do is we go through your bag, we hit each club, and we really nail down in the data and figure out how far you're carrying the ball with each club. Carrying distances are important because you can carry hazards or front of greens. It allows you to be more accurate, have closer proximities to the pin. I just wanted to give you a little bit of behind the scenes of what goes on in that, what you can expect, and a little bit about the methodology that I use. So first of all, we're looking at the 18th green at Memorial Park golf course. And one thing we can see is that if we start measuring this, it's about 40 yards front to back. That wouldn't really do you a whole lot of good though if you start missing right and short. So if we go center of the green, front to back, you're looking at 30 yards. So that puts, our center of our playable area right about here. So what constitutes a good shot? Really an acceptable shot. An acceptable shot's going to be like pretty much anything in this range here. You're looking at about 30, 35 yards to have a decent shot of getting up and down, or even saving bogey for that matter. So, and then what would constitute a good shot? A good shot's going to be somewhere right around in this range. That's right at 14 yards. That's going to go any direction. You can pretty much still be on the green, a couple of exceptions here, but 14 yards, short, long, left, right, and your miss will still be putting. So let's keep that in mind, all right? So here's some Trackman data from a 7, 8, 9 iron session, and we're going to go through and look at this using what we talked about and clean up this data a little bit, because right now we can automatically see that, yeah, this was a 148 yard average, but there was everything from 102 with a fat shot all the way up to 159.9. So with that 14 yard methodology we looked at, anything that's short or long of that range, left or right, that's going to be an acceptable shot for us for this purpose. So right off, and we're going to adjust this as we go along. So right off the bat, that's going to be anything that is short of 134 is not going to be considered good, clean data. So this 102 is going to go out of here. 118 is going to go out of here. And then also, let's see here. So now we're adjusting. So we're at 156, and hang on, is our new average that we have. And then we go look at the side, and we know from 14 yards that's going to be, anything that is 42 feet and in. So even this one at 41 feet, that would still be on the green. Now, this one way out here, that would still catch the green. So let's go back and look here. So once we have the 14 yards, then I like to look at, what's going to be our playable range there. So we know we had shots that went, like I said, all the way up to 159, and then they were as low as 152. So I'll take like 7 yards basically, except in this instance, I wouldn't go 7 yards long because we know that 7 yards over, 156, we didn't hit a shot that far. It was a pretty tight pattern. But short-wise, it's going to be 149. So we'll go 149 to 160 with an average of 156. And then 10 out of 12 of those shots fit in that pattern. So that's pretty decent consistency. When we go down to the 8 iron here, now it's, going to be at 138.9. We know this 117 is not going to fit. All of a sudden now this number goes to 140.8. This 124 is not going to fit. So we're at 142. This 126 is not going to be in the pattern. And then we look at our side to sides, and this 45 is going to be outside of the pattern. So we had 8 out of 12 shots with the 8 iron that fit in the pattern. Not quite as good as the 7 iron, but still decent probabilities of hitting that. So average is going to be 144. So we can take 7 yards off of that, and that'll be 137. Which we actually had some shots that were right around that range. And then our max is going to be about 151. And even though we did have a 152 and a 153, those are just kind of borderline. You never want to play off of like, oh, I hit an 8 iron 153 one time, so now I'm going to always play for that. So the 8 iron is going to be 144 with on average, and then the range that you want to play that is 137 to 151. And then let's go down to the 9 iron. And for the 9 iron, we have this is the club that was actually hit first, so you can see the swing speeds were actually a little bit lower than they should be, but we're going to work with the data we have. So 124. So right off the bat, this 104, we're going to cut that out. It's going to go to 126. We're going to cut out this 109. We're going to cut out this 111. And so now we're at 129. And let's see here. I feel like there was one more. Let's go side to side here. Good there. Oh, this 113. Okay, yeah, we're going to cut that out too. So, okay, so now we're at 131 on average. And let's say we subtract, our lowest we actually hit was 121, and then the highest we actually went was 139. So, the 139, we're also at 136. So, and actually this 122 will stay still. Okay, so 131, we're going to subtract 7, that's going to be 124, and then we're going to add 7 on the top end, that's going to be 138, which, we did have shots that fit in that range. So, going back, like I said, 7 iron is a 156 average, but the playable range is 149 to 160. The 8 iron average was 144 with a playable range of 137 to 151. And then our 9 iron was 131 with a playable range of 124 to 138. 9 out of 13 shots went in that range. So that's 3 out of 4 balls is going to fit in that that window there. So obviously, yeah, you're going to have some outliers there, but we can't really necessarily play for that when we're trying to score as well as we can. So now what this does is, if we remember that Memorial Park green, and we know that if we're 150 to the center, then, that's probably going to be right in our 8 iron wheelhouse, because we know we can go 137 to 151 and just hit a normal smooth 8 iron that's going to land somewhere 144-ish probably. I mean, we'll be putting anywhere 30 feet to if you hit it, it could be 20 feet. So depending on which direction you hit it, but 7 iron you're probably going to go a little long on that, and 9 iron you're probably not going to get there with those balls. But so anyways, guys, I hope this gives you a little bit of insight in what kind of data you're going to be getting from the club analysis. It's a great service that allows you to shoot lower scores with your existing swing and your existing equipment. We also go through, check all the lofts and lies on your irons to make sure that they're within spec of what you need. So if too many of your shots are going one direction or another, we might check the lie angles. If you have some kind of weird gap in your irons, we might need to, make one stronger, make one weaker, adjust as need be. You get to the driver, we're going to look at, what's creating the distance there, what's preventing you from getting distance. How's your angle of attack? How's your tee height? Where's your club impact location? So it takes about 2 hours. It's $200. which is, less than the price of a Fujikura Ventus shaft or a Mitsubishi Rayon Tensei or even last year's drivers. So it's a great opportunity to just get better immediately with just better information. So thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it, and we'll talk to you soon.